Hey everybody, welcome to the Stack Your Points. This is the Monday edition, which is our Back to Basics segment. This is a section where we talk about all things basic credit cards, whether it is knowing what an introductory APR offer is, what are transfer partners and how do I access them, what rules does American Express have. All of this and more will be answered in this section. This is our weekly section, just getting those who are new to credit cards kind of up to speed. Welcome to another episode of Stack Your Points. As always, I'm Matt from the Matt Clausen YouTube channel, joined by our lovely cast, including RJ from Do You Take Cards. RJ, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well today. I am very happy to be with you, wonderful gentlemen, on this Monday night.
Thank you, RJ. And Tariq from Reek's Rewards, how are you doing today?
I am good. A little tired because I spent my entire day driving from Oklahoma City back home because I visited my dad over the weekend. But I didn't have to work today, so that's a plus for me.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, we have Lonnie from the Call Me Lonnie YouTube channel. Lonnie, how are you doing today?
I mean, can I be tired too? If everybody's tired, can we just make it a thing tonight? And I also realized that I haven't recuperated from holiday travel yet, so I'm literally and legitimately tired.
That is some case of jet lag. And let me just say, I was tired yesterday. I've been tired for months. I'm going to be tired for at least the next 4 years. So, yeah. I have been fighting impulses today, guys. I'm just going to put that out there. Anyway, we're going to begin, as we do every week, with our Back to Basics segment. Our Back to Basics segment this week is looking at travel portals, what they offer, how to use them, things like that. So, every credit card issuer from the major banks, this is American Express, Chase, Citi, Wells Fargo, Bilt even has one, believe it or not. And who am I forgetting from the major banks?
Amex.
Oh, yeah, them. Theirs is pretty important. Everybody has a transfer portal. Now, travel portal, in addition to the transfer portals. The Chase portal is a little bit unique amongst them because the Chase portal gives you elevated earnings. If you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, earnings isn't the right word. Elevated redemption capabilities, and the Bilt portal does as well. So the Sapphire Preferred will give you your points when you book travel with points with the Chase portal on the Sapphire Preferred. Your points will be worth 1.25 cents per point. If you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, your points will be valued at 1.5 cents per point. Also in the Bilt portal, your points are going to be valued at 1.25 cents per point. Every other portal, if you book with points, you're going to get at least 1 cent per point. But nobody else has that elevated redemption option for you. In the Chase portal, with its unique elevated redemptions, also take into account that when you book with points through those portals, those are cash purchases to the program in question. So if you're booking a flight, put in your frequent flyer miles, that is going to be a cash purchase through, say, United or through JetBlue or through Cathay Pacific or through whoever else you're booking with. And they have Delta, they have American Airlines as well through that portal. So you can do point redemptions for American Airlines with Chase. You're just doing it through the Chase Travel Portal, which we're going to talk about some of the cons in a little bit. But the same would be true for booking with points in the Citi portal, in the American Express portal, in the Wells Fargo portal. Now, those portals are only going to give you 1 cent per point options, but 1 cent per point sometimes better than no cents per point, especially if you are just trying to make the trip happen. Travel portals give you the option to book flights, give you the option to book hotels, give you the option to book rental cars, give you the option to book attractions on in certain portals. They also give you attractions. So on the whole, in this very oversimplified direction, there's a lot of good that you can get out of booking through a travel portal. And your cards will also give you higher earnings if you're just booking with cash. So the Capital One portals, you can earn 10 times points on hotels and rental cars when booking through the portal. You can earn 5 times points when booking flights. American Express is going to be 5 times points through their portal on the American Express Platinum card for flights and hotels. The other cards will get at least a base 2 point when booking through the portal itself. It's 2 points across the board, right, RJ? Okay. I'll take your nod as yes.
Uh, I want to say like the gold. So I think I'll get 3 or 4. There's a couple of carve outs for different cards. Honestly, the best way to check is to just go to that page on Amex's site and go to the bottom where they have all the small print because that's where it is.
Thank you. And then City will have the same thing. City is 10 times points for hotels and rentals, 5 times points for flights when booking on the City Strata Premier. And I assume when City launches their premium card, you're going to get elevated bookings there. The only one that sticks out like a sore thumb for not offering more points through their portal is the Wells Fargo portals. That has sort of laid fallow for a number of years. Wells Fargo is only recently getting back into the travel game. We'll see if they do anything with their portal. I'm pretty happy with them not, but your mileage is definitely going to vary. So I did Capital One, I did Chase, Wells Fargo, Amex. Yeah, those are the big ones. Oh, Built will also give you an additional point for booking through their portal as well. The fun thing, if your card that you're booking in the Built portal with, because you can use any card in the Built portal, if it has a travel category, you're going to get 1 Built point on top per dollar on top of whatever your card will give you. So if your card has like a travel agency portion to their travel multiplier, book in the Built portal, you're going to get your travel points, and then you're also going to get your Built points as well. When we were in New Orleans for Labor Day, my player 2 and I went on a Bayou excursion, and we bought that through the Built portal. I got an extra point per dollar for that, and the 3 times points on the Chase Sapphire Reserve, because Chase has one of the best travel categories, and Built will always stack on top regardless. I am remiss. There is another bank that does have a travel portal as well. That is Bank of America. None of us on the show hold Bank of America cards, but Bank of America also has a travel portal, and U.S. Bank also has a travel portal. Apologies to U.S. Bank card holders and Bank of America card holders, but the Bank of America, I think, is the same 10 and 5 on their elevated cards. Those would be the Premium Rewards card and the Premium Rewards Elite. I believe those have elevated travel categories. Your US Bank Cash Plus, your US Bank Altitude Go, I think the Altitude Connect, the now retired Altitude Reserve all earn 5 times points in the US Bank travel portal. I know for certain the Cash Plus does. I know for certain that the Altitude Reserve does. Don't hold me to the Altitude Go and the Altitude Connect. But travel portals do give you a lot of options for booking. You can book your flights through, you can put your frequent flyer numbers through. All of that will add to and if you're paying with cash or paying with points, those are going to be cash purchases. With your program of choice, you are going to get your frequent flyer miles in the program of your choice for frequent flyers. Now, here are the big cons with travel portals. One, if you're booking hotels through the travel portal, you're going to make a whole bunch of points if you're making a cash booking. Those points are the extent of the points that you're going to get for the cash booking mostly. Now, the Amex portal and the Chase portal have some different offers on hand, but typically those are going to be third-party bookings that are not reflected for a late night qualifying status with the hotel chain of choice, and you're also not going to get elite night like points generated generally. There are some exceptions to the rule. Chase the Edit gives you options for hotel chains that are eligible for those points and nights. Lonnie, I know you recently did the Edit. You got I want to say Bonvoy points and Bonvoy nights.
That's correct. When I booked JW Marriott, when I checked in, it was like I would have paid directly with my own card. I got my bonus points for having status. I got points per night for when I stayed. So, at least on the Marriott side, they saw no difference from me booking through the Chase portal with Chase Euro points or booking with cash.
Thanks for that. I know that it comes up as an option for, and they'll tell you in the edit that it's going to say this property is Marriott Bonvoy eligible because it's Bonvoy property, and they've got that set up in the edit for your nights and your points. The same would be true for IHG. The same is true for Accor Live Limited. I've seen Accor Live Limited options in the edit. I've seen I Prefer Hotels, and these are not chains that are transfer partners with Chase, but they have set up so that if you're booking through Chase the Edit, you're going to get your nights, you're going to get your points, you're going to get everything that you would normally get if you booked directly with them. That is the exception, not the rule. Generally, when you book through Chase Travel, and I book through Chase Travel at like IHGs and some Hyatts, you're going to get the points on the card, or you're going to knock out whatever you're going to get for the travel credit, because I used hotels to knock out the travel credit first because I wanted the 10 times points on my rental because I was paying way more on my rental. So I didn't get IHG nights for the nights that I bought. I didn't get Hyatt nights for the nights that I bought. Was what it was, but they are considered third-party bookings. So for hotels, you are generally not going to get points there or nights. But again, there are exceptions to the rule. I think if you book any Marriott or Hilton through American Express, if you have your Marriott and Hilton numbers in your Amex Travel, doesn't matter where you book from, whether it's FHR or just through regular Chase Travel or American Express Travel, you're good. Is that right, RJ?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Just want to be sure. And then the other cons are whatever protections you may have. You're going to rely on your card's protections, the card that you booked with protections. Whatever protections may be afforded to you through the airline of choice or through the hotel. Again, these are third-party bookings, so they're not generally going to go through. You are going to rely on the card that you booked on. So make sure that they have strong enough protections and then you understand your protections well enough to know what you can and can't use for that. The other thing I wanted to talk about, there's a side project to the, or side quest to this. Side mission? I don't know. Is Airlines. So Airlines will also give you the capability to set up bookings as well. So you can book hotels through Delta, you can book hotels through United, you can book hotels through United, book hotels through Delta, book hotels through American Airlines. Tariq, have you utilized the option to do like last minute stays? I know that's something in the Mileage Plus X app.
Nah, I can't say on that one yet. I've just been, for the most part, either booking directly through the website or through the whatever transfer partner portal with points.
Okay. Lonnie, has that ever been something that you've utilized?
Not the last minute aspect. I do pay attention to it, but I normally am not available for any type of last minute deal. And then of course, because of my location, to take advantage of a last minute deal will cost me more than the deal itself just to
Right.
get to the location where it's at. So I am a person that plans super far out in advance for that reason.
Now, going back to you earn more United miles than you know how to burn from time to time. Were you utilizing United's hotel booking capabilities?
Yeah, so I I used to heavily book with and sometimes I still do, depending on how many United miles that I have, of course. My hotel is directly through United or their United travel portal. Now it's no different. It's literally the exact same format of any other travel portal or third party travel portal, except for it's directly through United. When you check out, you're using United miles as your reward currency. Now you can still split. You can use it even if you don't have enough United miles. You can use cash, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The list of hotels is the same as you would get almost anywhere else. Now, of course, every travel portal, every first party, third party, second party is going to be a little bit different when it comes to the selection that's available because of who they partner with, of course, and who they're doing those promotional stays with. But for the most part, you can still do it. I've booked Intercontinental, luxury JW Marriott's, Staybridge Suites. It could be, the top of the food chain. It can be somewhere in the middle. It can be the I personally don't like low end of the food chain, but they're in there too. Let's just call it what it is. Um, but yeah, it's no different. And when it comes down to cent per mile in this case, it's also works the exact same way. As sometimes you'll get a really good deal and get a high cent per mile, and sometimes you'll might take a small hit and then it might fall around 0.8 or maybe even 0.7. Who knows? That math is up to you. But for me, it's a quantity over quality type of situation. So if I'm sitting on 800,000, I know I got to burn them. I don't really care if I'm going to take 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 because I got to burn them. United is notorious for devaluing their miles in one way or another, for a hotel, for a redemption, for another vacation, whatever you want to call it, even sometimes, obviously, for their airline seat. So it does no good sitting on them. So you know how I feel about that. So sometimes, like I said, if I have a high number of United miles, yeah, my next trip I might, cancel my Chase UR points and just book the same hotel with my United miles instead, just to bring that, number down.
Oh, sticking with you for just a second, Lonnie. I know that you recently added the United Club Infinite card into the repertoire of cards that you and your second player utilize. They have a feature that is much like that is the old luxury hotels resorts collection.
Mhm.
It's not at the same level as Chase's The Edit, but it is close to that luxury hotels collection. Have you guys looked into any of those properties yet, or any of the features there as of yet?
Not not in a way of like, okay, we're being serious and we're trying to look for one of these properties or book one of these properties. As I had mentioned, I like to plan super far out in advance. Literally, almost every trip that I'm taking here in 2025 is already booked and planned and paid for. So I'm working on 2026. But that aside, to answer your question, have I peeked inside of it just to see what's available? Yes. And it might not be the same allocation as like a Chase the Edit. You're not going to see the Waldorfs or Conrad or, I mean, you can see JW Marriott, things like that in there. But it's also the ones that you aren't at our normal, hey, I'm going to go look at that level. Like think of it
Mhm.
like a St. Regis. I'm going to, most of us aren't like, man, let's go see what St. Regis got. It's literally comes up at the top of their list in that particular section of the portal once you have access to it. And it's like, oh, wow, that's really nice. There's no way I would pay for that even with points because I'd be broke.
Right.
It'll take all my point miles and then some, but it is in there. So depending on the level of luxury that you wanted, if I was going to do a ball out, if we are getting, honeymoon trip, and you just use nothing but your United cards and point stack United every way into through the wedding into your honeymoon, 100% I would go do it. But that's
Mhm.
probably the only way is for not for that earning, for that time of earning, plus what that celebration of how I'm going to be redeeming those miles, i.e., like I said, a honeymoon. Outside of that, I'll probably never look in that direction. Intercontinental, Conrad, Waldorf, that's all good enough for me. I can stop there.
Just the creme de la creme. Just after that, you don't need to worry.
I've already mentioned I'm bougie, and I have no problem admitting it. I have earned my bougie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tariq, have you utilized travel portals, or have you started looking into like United's hotel collection or anything like that? Just kind of playing off of you've earned a ton of United miles, not necessarily burning those through hotels, but like looking at other ways to add to your United mile pool.
So I've done some looking with United Miles because I'm still trying to earn them. Haven't done a lot of cash stays with hotels lately.
Mhm.
Uh, before I got into the points and miles side, I did book a few hotels. Actually, no, I booked one hotel on the Capital One portal on my Saver card, which was the Saver One at the time. I think it was a Spring Hill Suites in Houston. Um, and I booked it through the portal in cash so I can get the 5% back, and then redeemed the Capital One cash back. So I can still earn the miles for the redemption and then redeem the cash back for it instead of just booking it straight with the cash back and got nothing. So that was the only, I think it's the only experience I had. I was looking at booking some other hotel with my Chase Ultimate Rewards travel portal, but those plans fell through, so I didn't do the redemption on those. So those are the only experience I had with travel portals for the most part. I'll probably look into the future, maybe uh, some cheap, like some quick Southwest flights with my Sapphire Preferred, so I don't have to try to book directly through Southwest when I can just burn some UR points because I can fly direct with Southwest sometimes, and it's just a little bit cheaper and save the United miles for some more nicer flights.
That makes sense. RJ, as the resident Delta flyer and not necessarily, yeah, you have Hilton, you have Choice as hotel partners. Have you gone through Delta stays and their options for hotel? I am not. I'm forgetting the words, but just hotels in general.
Accommodations is, I think, the word you're looking for.
That is the word that slipped out.
I have looked at Delta stays. I have not used Delta stays so far. Not necessarily. I've actually there were a couple of times where it would have worked, but because my life has changed slightly over the last month or so, I have not um gone ahead and booked anything through it. But I have looked at it quite a lot, and at least the travel I was looking to do, it was comparable as far as like booking directly or booking through Delta. Um, Now, I don't know off the top of my head if I would have, and I don't think I would have gotten any points at Hilton or Marriott or anything like that, but I would have gotten a pretty decent amount of Delta miles. And honestly, if I have the option of getting Hilton points or Delta miles, I'm going to take the Delta miles. So I'm fine with that trade-off. But yeah, I think Delta and Hilton and I'm sorry, Delta and United and all of those travel portals, I think are becoming more popular because people want to recreate like the Expedia, but they don't necessarily want to go to that third party anymore, even though it's technically a third party booking and not even technically, it's just flat out a third party booking. If you book with United or Delta or Amex or whatever, people feel like it's different, even though the result of said booking, if you have an issue, is not actually all that different most of the time. It just feels more confident and I think people feel more confident in it if it's through an Amex or a United or something.
And I think that part of that comes from if you're booking through American Express and you go through Fine Hotels and Resorts, like Amex is usually on the ball if there's a problem that has arisen from your Fine Hotels and Resort stay. I don't know if anyone here has booked FHR and had an issue that needed to be resolved. Open floor, Lonnie.
I think I talked about this like a week ago, but
Oh yeah, you did mention something about it recently. Sorry, I'm tired. You're tired. We're all tired.
but it wasn't an issue with booking or redeeming or anything like that. It was actually a booking on site at the hotel. But just to recap the story for those that did not watch that particular episode, over the holiday, I booked a hotel at NBC Suites in, well, it wasn't FHR, but it was through the Amex travel portal because Embassy Suites is not FHR. But anyway,
Right.
so I booked using my Amex points because I actually got it ridiculously cheap that way versus booking directly through Hilton or directly with the hotel at Embassy. In between booking it and actually checking in, I got my Hilton Aspire card, but because it was booked through the Amex travel portal, I fully paid for it when I booked for it, prepaid, that is. And so when I checked in, because I knew my balance would be zero, I was like, when they asked for, we need a card for incidentals, parking, whatever, I was like, cool. I already know I'm at zero because I prepaid. Let me hand them my new Aspire card, which I got after I had already made the booking. So made the booking, Ply got the Aspire card, checked in. And so instead of checking in with my Amex card, of my Amex Platinum card, that is, I used my Aspire card because I was expecting I wouldn't have anything to be charged for that, except for those incidentals. But no, then they ended up charging me again for my hotel room and charging that to my Aspire card. So I actually got charged twice. It is all resolved. They resolved it in like 48 hours. It only took like 2 or something days. Yes, I was very persistent in getting it resolved, but it was resolved in about 48 hours, in about 2 days or so. And, happy go lucky. I don't have never had a problem since then. I guess it's only been like a month, maybe a month and a half. When was December? Last month. So yeah, it's only been like a month since it all went down. But like I said, that's not the travel portal's fault. That's not anyone else's fault. It's probably mine because I switched cards from the booking to when I checked in. But still, it's resolved. That's the only problem I've ever had.
There we go. The other thing that I would mention, if you are making a booking through one of these travel portals, whether it is your airline portal, the FHR, the Fine Hotels and Resort portion of American Express Travel, Chase Travel, wherever you're making this booking from, on site, when you get on site, you can ask to add your membership number so that anything that you do on site can generate points for you on to your account. But you're not going to get the nights to qualify. You're not going to get the points for the booking to qualify. So if you're someone who will utilize, say, a hotel mini bar or the on-site restaurant at a hotel, you can generate points for those by asking to add your number to the booking at the time of when you check in. But you're, again, not going to get full points. You're not going to get full night. You're not going to get anything like that. So that is something that to keep in mind. And yeah, just wanted to be sure I mentioned that because there's still opportunities for points while you make these these travel portal bookings. I say agency portals are considered travel agencies. That's the only reason why I said that. Does anyone have any last points here on travel portals?
Hey, Matt.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
RJ.
Perhaps you should explain what Fine Hotels and Resorts are for people and what the club is or the edit is for people, because this is a basics episode. Perhaps. Maybe.
Perhaps. So, American Express, Chase, Visa, and MasterCard all have these additional programs, and the Visa and MasterCards are accessible to folks who have either World Elite MasterCards or Visa Signature cards or Visa Infinite cards, where you would have to contact Visa Concierge or Visa Signature or Infinite Concierge or MasterCard Concierge. And they all have this program, these side programs that you can also make bookings with, and you'll get additional benefits than just 4 walls, a bed, and a shower. Those benefits can include complimentary breakfast for 2 people on the reservation. They can be $100 credit at the hotel that you're staying at, so you can get like $100 food credit or a $100 amenity credit if they have a spa on site or a restaurant on site. They'll give you a credit of up to $100 for the stay. They'll also offer early check-in, late checkout perks that usually come with statuses at the hotel. You can gain by booking through either Fine Hotels and Resorts or Chase's The Edit program or the MasterCard Signature. I'm sorry, the Visa Signature Concierge. It's not as good as the Visa Infinite Concierge. You'll probably get like a $50 credit on the Visa Signature. But the Visa Infinite, you'll definitely get $100 on-stay credit. You're going to get that complimentary breakfast, early check-in, late checkout, regardless of your status at the hotel. So you can call the number on the back for Visa and World Elite MasterCard, but Chase the Edit is available through the Chase Travel website. The Fine Hotels and Resorts collection is available if you held the American Express Platinum or the American Express Business Platinum. I feel like there's one other card that has access to FHR, but those are the primary cards that I'm aware of. The gold card also gives you the hotel collection that you can book which will have similar credits, but not quite the same as Fine Hotels and Resorts. And you'll get like less than credit, but you have to stay at least 2 nights to activate those credits. Oh, you do get $100 statement credit with the hotel collection on the gold card. So they're just like they're a whole other set of like giving you more perks for booking through either the portals or in a different way. Oh, security card members also have FHR. Thanks, RJ. Real time follow up. So there we go. Tariq, any thoughts on portals as a whole?
I think for the people who don't necessarily want to get too deep into transfer partners, but still want to get some elevated travel, especially for chase or built people, I think it's a good stepping stone, and it can kind of maybe be kind of the little gateway we need that people want to maybe do more elevated or do the points travel through transfer partners. But it's also a great sweet spot, especially if you have the Sapphire Preferred, you have the built card. They give you 25. If you get the reserve, it's 50% extra on the Chase Travel Portal. And for airlines, you're still going to get miles for whatever airline you choose. So it's definitely a good option. It's definitely something good. And for people who just want to get their feet wet in the travel game, do a portal. Just be mindful of whenever things go down and you're going to have to talk with Chase versus United if your flight gets canceled.
Yes. One last thing I wanted to add before I throw it to RJ and Lonnie. If you're going through airline portals like Delta Stays or United or JetBlue or whoever else, the spend that you do through Delta Stays or JetBlue can also be added to your spend requirements at like lower levels to earning status with that airline. Sorry, I'm losing my voice there. So, for example, for every $100 you spend on JetBlue, you're going to earn a JetBlue tile. That also extends to JetBlue Vacations, JetBlue's Paisley program. If you do a rental car through the JetBlue Vacations, all of that spend, every $100 you're going to earn a tile. If you were to book that outside of the JetBlue Vacations, every $1,000 in credit card spend on a JetBlue card gets you a tile. So just something to keep in mind there. That is JetBlue specific. Your Delta Stays spend on the Reserve or on the Platinum card, on the Delta Reserve or the Delta Platinum card, that is going to get you MQDs from Delta. Not sure if you're going to get like accelerated MQDs on that one, but I digress. Same would be true for loyalty points and American Airlines Advantage miles. Same would be true for United. Same would be true for smaller programs as well. So I went through the big three and JetBlue there. I don't know what Alaska has, but I'm sure they have something similar as well. So RJ, any final thoughts on travel portals?
If you have an American Express Business Platinum and you use the portal, you can, on certain things, get 35% of your points back. So you say it's 100,000 points, you have to have 100,000 points, but then you would get 35,000 of those points back. So you have to expend them. It's not like, oh, you'll only be charged the 65,000. You have to have the 100,000 to do it, but you will get 35,000 back. So that is, if you're able to do a business platinum, a perk if you're somebody who really likes travel portals. It's not like, a Sapphire Reserve where you're just getting the 1.5 for your redemptions. It's a little bit different. But if you've got a bunch of points, if you use the portal heavily, it can definitely be worth getting the business platinum over the regular platinum or in concert with the regular platinum to have that access.
Yeah, definitely something that I remember, but not something I put into practice because not a card I have, not a card I see myself getting anytime soon. Lonnie, any final thoughts on travel portals?
First off, just to follow up RJ, if you got a personal platinum and a business platinum, if you got that, I mean, man, you got $1,400 to hold two of them suckers to get that 30% points back.
The business platinum is going away in August, but I do currently hold both of them, yes.
I'm just gonna
Man.
say big baller right there. That's crazy.
Man, that I sat and thought about just adding the $200 authorized user to my platinum card. I mean, and I really sat and thought about it. Anyway, to answer Matt's question, um, I don't want to say I'm a travel portal connoisseur, but I am a travel portal guru. I love my travel portals. I primarily use Chase, Amex, and Built. So if you got questions, hit me up in Discord, drop them in the comments, whatever that is. But a lot of the things that are misconceptions or myths about travel portals is that one, that they're just more expensive is because, they mark these prices up. And I'm not going to lie, yes, they do. Amex 100% does it. Chase does it a lot less than what Amex does, and Built does it a very small amount. They still do it, but it's so small that it's minute and it doesn't really matter. You're 1.25 if you're using your points, you're still coming out ahead the amount that they do it. The point that I'm trying to make is at least give it a shot to take a look if you're planning to book, because you will find discounts in there, because this is how these companies that have these travel portals also make money, is by playing that travel agent and getting you to book through them versus booking directly with the hotel. The reason why I say this is because the Amex travel portal always has a discount. I have never not seen at least 25% off. I've seen it up to 40% off by booking in the hotel, which means it's one, a lot cheaper than booking directly. The other aspect of it is that because I do hold a platinum card, let's say it is a FHR, Fine Hotels and Resorts, maybe even a hotel collection, which, like I said, I just did that last month through hotel collection with Embassy instead of Fine Hotels and Resorts, because Embassy is not a fine hotel and resort. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, and funny enough, I actually mentioned this in my video that's coming out on Wednesday, January 22nd, is that I find not only hotels and rooms that I want for cheaper, like I said, I'll get them at a discount. But at the same time, when you use FHR, Hotel Collection, Chase the Edit, you're also getting credits that you wouldn't get if you book directly with the hotel anyway. So you're getting it cheaper. And then, for example, I actually am taking a trip using Fine Hotels and Resorts, staying at a Conrad. I'm actually saving about $100 a night in total value. I'm booking with points, of course. I'm using total value, of course. So it's a little $100 cheaper. I'll get $100 experience credit. I'll get early check-in, late checkout, basically an upgrade because it's Conrad. So I got Diamond status plus FHR. I will be getting upgraded to something, even if it's a view. It might be a category change when I combine both of those things. And the thing is to get a price even remotely close to that by booking directly with the hotel was non-refundable. Where with by booking through the Amex travel portal or even the Chase travel portal, I have up to like 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days before I actually check in, where I can cancel and get 100% all my points back, all of my deposit back, however it is you paid, which is still a much better deal. And I didn't even mention free breakfast, the free breakfast for two that comes every single day, which is also saving money. So take that $100 and add free breakfast on top of it. The other aspect of it is, and I'm going to stay on Amex, is we all talk about the Amex coupon book. The portals also are offers/coupon books. So use it that way. And then last but not least, Built is one of the most fun travel portals, because not only can you book flights, hotels, etc., but they also have activities built into them as well. And it's like literally the only travel portal that you can do that with. You can do it with Chase, but you really got to know how to jump through the hoop to even find it and get to it. And then the number to call to book it, because you can't do it directly on the website. Anyway, Built, you can do all of it. And I had mentioned this in a previous podcast as well. I booked Legoland, Disneyland, Disney World tickets, tours at museums in other countries. What else have I done? And I've done it all with my built points directly through their travel portal. And I did mention I also took a Blade ride with them by being a platinum member. I'm silver right now, guys. So I told you I wasn't going to hit platinum again, but I got my helicopter ride to the airport. You can book that with your points directly in their travel portal as well if you are flying into or out of Manhattan. So I'm just saying, use all of that. But the last thing I will touch on, and because I use Chase Travel Portal more than anything, and there's 2 points. One, I'm going to come back to what Tariq had said a second ago. But when you book through Chase's travel portal using your UR points, because you have to have, I'm just going to stay on the consumer side, not the business side, but it works for the business side as well. But you have to have a Sapphire card to get that extended boost, that 1.25 or that 1.5. You have to have a Sapphire card on the personal side. The thing is when you book with your points in there, because they realize you have a Sapphire card, because you got 1.25 or 1.5 guaranteed, they cover all your travel insurances as if you just paid with cash and just swiped your card. So your protections, your delays, all that, all your travel protections are covered. Even though you didn't actually use your card, you used the benefit of your card, and that's still covered. And the last thing that I will say is, and this is just going back to Tariq, if something were to go wrong, i.e., I obviously fly United a lot, and if something were to go wrong, as he had said, you have to call Chase versus United. I do want to put an asterisk on that. United will take care of you because they think you paid cash in their system as well. So yes, you can call Chase, and I'm going to get to that part in a second, but not to say Tariq is wrong, but you can also just let United handle it. And the easier it is, hold on, Tariq, because you're not wrong. If you're a general member, you probably need to call Chase. But if you're a gold, platinum, 1K member, just call United. United's going to take care of you. And that's the difference that I wanted to say. Tariq's not wrong, but there is an asterisk. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm saying, Tariq. You're not wrong, but status matters, and there's an asterisk. But last but not least, if you have that particular problem, which I've dealt with before, because like I said, I've booked through the travel portal. I can't count how many times. They make it super simple. So if I booked with points, that's converted to cash when they book with United. Let's say I canceled that flight. United says, hey, we refunded your original form of payment, which is going to be Chase. You just call Chase travel portal, which is use the same number on the back of your card, that is, and they'll see that refund and they hold it on your account. They'll hold it in cash in the value that you received it at that 1.5. So call it $600. If I redeemed my points and that was valued at $600 with the 1.5 rate, I still have $600. So if I need to go book something else later, I still can do that and just call, but I have to call in. That's the only caveat. I need to call into Chase and say, I got a $600 credit. I want to book this. They'll do the exact same thing. They'll book it and everything. And if it's more than that, I can still use points. Say, hey, take another $100 because it's $700. Take another $100, but take it out of my points. They'll do it and book it, and you go on with your day. Happy go lucky. It's super seamless. It's not like you need to talk to 6 people. It's all like locked and synced to your account, which makes it super duper easy. But having the insurance, not just from the portal or who you're booking with, but knowing that Chase has you covered on the back end also just gives me that peace of mind, because like if I did it on my own and I did that and I didn't see my credit refund hit my card, now I got to call this number and I got to call that number and I got to wait for this and wait, hopefully it's not a Martin Luther King Day on January 20th and I got to wait till tomorrow for someone to actually be able to answer a question. It's all super seamless. So I'm going to stop right there because I love travel portals. As you can see, I have a lot of experience with them, and I also don't really have that many issues with them. As I mentioned earlier, I've only had one so far, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time.
Oh, definitely. Tariq, RJ, any final thoughts here on travel portals? All right, no worries. That's going to do it for this week's Back to Basics. We thank you for watching. All right, there we go. That'll do it for this episode of Stack Your Points. As always, if you like what we do, hit the like and subscribe, as we are close to 300 subscribers and on our push to 500 subscribers. Please subscribe on YouTube. If you do not watch us on YouTube and you listen to the Saturday show, please give us 5 stars on the podcatcher of your choice. That will also greatly help the reach of this show. If always just feel free to drop a comment on any of our videos. Reach out via the email address and check out the Discord as well. So, RJ, where can folks find you on the vast expanses of the internet as we wrap up here?
Right now, just check me out on the Stack Your Points Discord. I do have Do You Take Cards on YouTube. That is on a current hiatus for family reasons.
Absolutely. Tariq, best place to find you as well.
Yeah, that's going to be the Stack Your Points Discord and Reeks Rewards. Once I can finally stop that perfection in my recording. I've done a few takes. I don't like them. And, that perfectionist brain won't stop moving.
You're not going to like them for like 6 months to a year, so just post it.
Got it.
I second that. Just post it.
Me 3. And Lonnie, best places to find you.
You can find me right here on YouTube at Call Me Lonnie, all one word. Lonnie is spelled L-A-N-I, or you can also find me in the Stack Your Points Discord, also under Call Me Lonnie. So send me a message or at me, and I will respond.
Likewise, I'm also on the Stack Your Points Discord. You can find me on YouTube at Matt Clausen. I talk about general credit card stuff, credit card news, my credit card wish lists and things like that. It's not always based in reality, but it's my channel and you guys are coming to watch it, so why not? Closing in on 1,600 subscribers, hoping to get to 2,000 by the midpoint of the year, ideally. But as always, if you like what we do, hit the like and subscribe. Feel free to leave us a comment. Join the Stack Your Points Discord as well, and we will talk to you next week.